mình tự apply thôi chứ không cần qua trung tâm tốn tiền à. Giỏi là đi được hết. Tiếp nào. In speaking part 3, you might also have to talk about causes and effects related to the topic in speaking part 2. À, so brainstorm, think of the ideas. The problem is parents have to spend a lot of money on private education. So why do you think private education is better than public education? Private is mean private school. Public education is mean public school.
So I think that we cannot say it's completely better than the public education, but at the private school, you'll get a like some kind of pressure for you, so that you can and like the teachers will make you study hard to get good grade because it's private. But in public school, I mean, especially in our school, the public school seems like has more reputation than the private school. I think so.
So you mean students are under a lot of pressures in private school or public school?
I mean that there are more pressure in the private school. The study environment in the public school is more comfortable to like uh, build for they build the students the personality and also a they also give them friendly working friendly studying environment, so there's less pressure than the private school.
Mm. Actually, in fact, for example, the top public school like uh, national school, national school or some famous school or public school, they provide an excellent curriculum for students to develop comprehensively. And most of the public school, because with the high numbers of population, so the number of the normal public school uh, occupies the majority. So some parents in Ho Chi Minh City or Hanoi would spend money for their children to study in the private school because private school requires you to have a lot of money to afford the courses. And this means that they also recruit excellent teachers. Why I
Oh,
don't want to apply for the private school because the salary is very low. So teachers want to earn money, they want to work in a competitive environment. They choose the private school. So here, because students are under a lot of pressures to get good grades, it means in public school, you need to study a lot to get good grades to compete with other students. But in private school, you just need to have money. And then the school would design the programs to, and they also offer some extracurriculars to help you develop other skills apart from the school hours. I see, some school, when you mention the name of the school, they would know that, oh, that's school for rich kids, such as you take public, uh, Hoa
private.
Sen,
Uh,
private, a lot of money, and then they study, I mean, less, they are study under less pressures compared to the public school. In the public school, you need to study hard to pass the exam, but it's different in this one. However, however, the majority of private school focus on their language, foreign language. Okay. Hmm. How about B now? Students do not have enough free time to socialize.
Uh, Yes, so I think that is because the study environment is becoming competitive, more competitive as
Mm,
the population is rising up fast. So they
mm,
had to compete with other people to get good rates or
mm,
to have good result in their study. So they have to
mm,
study a lot and also spend a lot of time to do, for example, the homework or the exam. So
mm,
it means that they have to um, spend most of their time on those
mm,
activities. So they do not have
mm.
time to socialize.
Okay. Are students also under pressure of their parents' high expectations?
Yes, of course, because our parents, they are like most of them are from the old generation, and they feel like they have been through so much hard things to afford their children studying,
Mm,
and they
mm,
think that studying is the easiest way to get success or to
mm,
make money easier for their
mm.
children. So they force their children to study hard, study more, and to be better than the other people.
Okay. How about and I know that in the past when I was a kid, I was a child. At the age of 5 to 7, I had a lot of time to um, play outside, socialize with the neighbors in my neighborhood. At that time, we played folk game every afternoon until very late at night and then returned home for dinner. At that time, we didn't have the opportunities to access to the digital platforms. So how about nowadays? The distractions from digital device uh, cause negative or positive, and yeah, positives or negatives on the students' studies.
Yes, so I mean it has both sides on
Mm,
that problem because first for the positive, like the people nowadays they publicize their knowledge or the lessons online, and the student can easily access to the source of knowledge on the internet, which is very easy to find, and they can also learn some skills through just
mm,
some video on YouTube or Facebook. It's like
mm,
it's easier to learn or to develop themselves nowadays.
mm,
But on
mm,
the other side, like as I said before, people publicize their knowledge online, and
mm,
some people they can upload everything they want, um,
mm,
no matter what it is. So the student can easily get into some uh, bad source of information, and also misinformation if they're not careful enough to choose the information that they are accessing to. So it has,
mm,
and they are very also to get addicted to the internet.
mm. So when they are addicted to the internet, does the internet offer them many opportunities to socialize, or it reduce their opportunities for face-to-face social interactions?
Yes, so the main problem is that when they are using, for example, Facebook, they can socialize with the people on the platform. Like they can talk to the people online confidently as they don't know. their faces, or they just basically don't know what is the who are the people that they are talking to. So they feel confident, they feel like they are protected, or they feel like they are safe. But when they get to addicted to the internet, like they forget how to some of them, they forget how to talk in person, face to face, when they are in the society.
Hmm. How about the situation that kids, primary school and secondary school students just spend their time on mobile games rather than spending time talking with their maybe parents or some join some outdoor activities.
Yes, that's a sad problem we're facing nowadays. As I mean that um, it's somehow a mistake or a fault of the parents, since they let their children get so addicted to the internet. Like
Mm.
in the past, we used to take care of our student by ourselves. Like we have to bring them with us all the time to make sure that they do not to make sure that they are not doing something stupid or dangerous. But nowadays, it's easier when you have a phone or an iPad, and you turn on some music or videos to attract your kids, and they just stay focused on the phone, and they just sit in one place. Doesn't cause any problem for the parents, and it just make easier to take care of the kids, and the parents just let their kids like that. So it's a bad problem, and the kids, they are losing the socialize uh, ability,
Socialize, socializing ability.
socializing ability.
Okay. Many students have reported that they are unhappy with studying English. What are the reasons?
Um, I don't know why, but I think that the reason is mostly because they feel like um, the adults are uh, like they put so much pressure in studying English, because in the past we just simply think that English could be a opportunity for you to get higher in your job or find better job opportunities. But nowadays it's like English is a requirement for you to get a job. So many students feel like they are forced to study English. Like and they are losing the interest in the language. Mostly because internally is because they feel like they are being forced to learn the language. So that's why they are unhappy with it.
So the adult workers understand the importance of English and then they proactively study it for their future. But true students are unaware of the need and demand for English for their future. So they feel like they are forced to do it, not because they are willing to do it.
Yes.
Okay, that's one reason. How about mm, the feature or the nature or the characteristic of uh, the lessons at school? Does the teachers apply? Do the teachers at school apply enough creative methods to get students engaged in the lesson?
Uh, I mean that maybe in the new teaching program these days, they are using more methods to attract the student in studying. But I remember in the past when I used to learn English at my old school, the teachers just simply use a book, and they and she teach. cheat anything that is on the book page. It's because
Mm.
that I like the language myself, and I feel like every lesson is interesting and also very valuable. So I learn it myself, and I feel like I love learning English. But I mean nowadays we have to, especially the teacher, they have to have more creative methods to teach English more effectively.
So, when you were at school, because at that time you were interested, you liked studying English, and you feel you only got engaged in the lessons. And how about the other student? They feel unhappy about that. Mm. So the teachers usually focus on the traditional methods like asking students for memorizations and grammar drills, or teachers also focus on um, the applies in focus on applying in using uh, the English for real life, like communications, rather
Mhm.
than only vocabulary and grammar.
Yes, so in my school years, I feel like the teacher just basically focused on the vocabulary the most. Like we have some regular exams to test if the student remember the words that they have studied in the they studied in the last lesson, and that's
Mm,
it. Uh, we don't have much example or conversation using English.
mm. Do you think English is really difficult to learn, or just because the teachers doesn't use appropriate methods, or the student follow the wrong way to acquire English?
Yes, I think that the teacher maybe they need more methods or the teaching to improve their teaching processes. But I think the bigger problem is that maybe not only English, but the language is like not for everyone because they have different ability to learn different things, and maybe
Mm,
they are not good in English or Korean or Japanese, but they are good in math or chemistry or something. So just because you you're not for English, it's not yes, you're not for English. Yes.
I see some students have a talent to study specials or scientific subjects such as math, physics, chemistry, biology. Do you think studying English in specifically or studying a foreign language in general requires a talent to study, or studying a language is just like a habit?
Yes, I think that I heard some one that uh, they are very good at English, and they say that uh, they cannot learn a new language. For example, Japanese, because I feel like they're very good at English, but they only have the talent and the ability to learn the English language. It's not for every language. Like you
Mm.
have to have a talent that you have from since the first day of your life to learn a language. But the 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 cố gắng is also very important too.
Attempt, endeavor, or effort.
Right?
Making a great effort is also important too. And from a perspective of an English learner for many years, and also as an English teacher, I see to some people's English can be challenging to them when they learn, especially with their suitable environment for them to practice and get engaged in the conversation while using English. Uh, but I also believe that English is not too difficult compared to uh, of some of the most difficult languages around the world, such as you just mentioned, Japanese, or Chinese, or Korean, or maybe Spanish. So English is considered as the easiest language in the world to learn. So it's also the reason why people decide to use English as an international language because it's a more easily acquired than any other language. And I also see studying English, making it making studying English as a habit can facilitate and shorten the time or facilitate our learning process. So because I used to work with lots of students at university and also the workers, they share with me that they just study English at school uh, with grammars and try to memorize vocabularies. And then it feels really difficult for them. And they told me that they were really bad at English. But when they changed the learning environment, this means when they first stepped into the university environment and university applying using completely different method from the teachers um, in the school from primary school to high school and they gradually discover their ability to learn to remember to apply using English. So I also see that one of the reasons is that the teacher using the wrong method and student don't because they don't know how to learn. So if if they make studying English as a habit and they know they should use English for real life application. Like uh so as at first I don't think learning a language requires a talent to do that because even you are a talented person, so it means you can master the skill much more quickly than anyone else. You are Vietnamese. How many Vietnamese people can speak Vietnamese? So our country have 100 million, right? 100 million citizens, and all of them can speak Vietnamese. So studying a language just like a habit. And English is the easiest language in the world. So I think mm, we also need to make it become a habit like the way we study our mother tongue. Maybe it's more difficult to learn Japanese, Korean, or Thai, but English is easy to learn. I don't think it's so difficult, except you use the wrong method to apply using for students to study. Okay, now the next topic. Uh, next one. You mentioned the reason, the cause, and then give the effects or the consequences. Because students are under a lot of pressures to get good grades, so give me parents have to spend money on private education. This means they're under a lot of pressures to get good grades in public school when they fail the exam, so their parents just have cannot do nothing except cannot do nothing but spending a lot of money for their children to study in their private school. What
Mm.
else? Can you tell me the second effect?
Yes. So the second effect I'm thinking too is that parents have to spend more money on for the extra lessons after school.
Mm, yeah, after schools. And so if the students study a lot, more than 8 hours a day, what would happen to their health?
Yes. So maybe they get too tired and It also affects their biological clock and also mostly their health and mental health.
And we say resulting burnout. What does it mean, burnout? Burnout is mean you have no,
Energy.
yeah, that's right. Burnout, or we can say exhaustion.
Oh, okay, okay.
Result to exhaustions. And when you have physical, when the student experience physical and emotional exhaustion, maybe they would, uh, you know, they lose all the motivation to keep moving on. And of course, uh, they perform uh, poorly. They perform poorly at school too. Sorry. Okay. How about B now?
Uh, Um, so, first we have students do not have enough time to socialize, and the second one, I think that the student they also do not have the time to study soft skills like
Mm,
social skills.
mm, yeah. They don't have time to get engaged in the extracurricular activities, which is really beneficial for them to develop some soft skill, equip them for the future road. How about, so it means that they lack the balance in their life, or even they study from morning until night, they can balance their life.
So,
Can they balance their life? So
uh,
students' life includes study and their own
uh,
personal lives.
yes, so I think that if we not only for studying, but if we spend most of our time on a specific activities, then we cannot balance our life in any
Mm,
ways. For
mm,
example, a student have to study from morning until night, so they surely do not have the time to spend with their family. And
mm,
in the opposite side, they they can even hate studying because they feel like they are forced to study.
mm. And the third one, if they studies continuously all day is mean from the morning until night, does it affect or prevent the student creativity and other skills such as critical thinking skill?
Yes, of course, since the critical thinking skill mostly we can learn from social activities
Mm,
like speaking or communicating. But when you're a student and you have to spend most of your time on studying, on memorizing
no
the
theoretical knowledge.
yes, theoretical knowledge. Like you have to memorizing the numbers, the words, so you cannot spend time or even have the ability to communicate a better way to other
Mm, mm,
people. Please.
mm. And also students end up their life with committing, uh, this means they ending up their life with suicide because they feel so painful studying in such a tight schedule. They don't feel that they are living, they are enjoying their life, and they get stuck in their world um, to meet the expectations from their parents. See now, they have to spend a lot of time memorizing vocabularies, so they are unhappy. Why should I need to, why I must remember more than 100 words every day. And I feel like my brain uh, explodes. Yeah. So what else?
Yes, so the second one is that uh, Uh, yes, so I think that they somehow feel like there is a deadline or a pressure for them. But
Mm,
uh, since like studying is not something that you can force people to do, like
mm,
it must be uh, for like the willness
mm,
to get effective. So I mean
mm,
that if they have to spend their time and energy on memorizing um, in maybe they will cause the negative impact such as useless study or ineffective
mm,
study.
mm. So memorizing, this means you just memorize, or you it also include understanding of the language.
No, I mean that maybe to some people, memorizing is understanding, but in my opinion, I think memorizing is just basically you remember how to write a word or how to
Mm,
spell. It's not
mm,
you cannot you somehow do not
mm,
have the ability to use that word or
mm.
to, yes to use that word.
So excessive focus on memorization can prevent or restrict the student deeper understandings and application of the language. Because you just said, they just remember the word, but they don't know how to use that. They don't know when to pick up to call out the word in an appropriate way. And they want when they want to express the ideas in a certain topic, certain issues. So if the student keeps focus, spending a lot of time to memorizing the vocabularies, they can remember the words for a long time, or it would result in short-term retention. Short-term retention is mean they just can remember the words that maintain in their brain for a short time.
Yes, so I think that memorizing ability is is uh, depends how có is nhỉ? Depends on uh, each person. But I also think that if you remember the words and you try to use it in the real conversation, like you know how to use that word properly, correctly,
Mm,
and you can turn that word into your own words, like you can uh, automatically speak it loud, then you
mm,
can yes you can turn that word into yours, then you can completely memorize and
mm.
understand the words.
And I see many students in our country are studying and trying to when they try to memorize in vocabulary, they just try to remember the translations of English words into Vietnamese and there are lots of words when translated into Vietnamese have their similar meaning in Vietnamese, but actually they are not the same. For example, we say, even we use that word, chance is mean cơ hội and opportunities also mean cơ hội in Vietnamese. But we cannot use interchangeably. It means we cannot replace this word. Yeah, interchangeable. These two words are, in some cases, are not interchangeable. But because they memorize the meaning, they don't really understand how to use that in an appropriate context. So, yeah, they fail to use the word effectively. Do you think that if you want to develop your language skills comprehensively, including listening, speaking, and writing, Would you try to remember a lot of vocabularies?
Yes, so I think that if the my purpose is to get maybe a high bank score in the maybe IELTS test, then I need
Mm,
to learn more words, especially the difficult and complicated ones. But if my purpose is to communicate confidently with the people around, like just for use for communicating, then I think that I just need to focus mostly on my speaking skill and how to handle the situation.
mm. So my opinion is a little different from you. As we said that memorizing just remembering, not understanding. Even you try to remember lots of complicated and advanced words, but you don't know how to apply using that in listening skill, speaking skill, or writing skill. Because you just remember, but you don't know how to use that. It prevents you from getting the high span score because you know the word, but you don't use that appropriately. Yeah, I tell you that I can remember lots of words, but but my English level now is not as the expert level because you know sometimes I remembers the meanings, but I don't know how to use that effectively, and we need to practice every day. This is the reason why when you study with me, instead of giving you the words and ask you to write a list of words, I prefer to let you discuss in a certain topic at that time. Even you learn the words, but you know that oh, in a certain topic you need to use this one, and we don't mention another ones. So you just told me, yeah, just told me that memorizing, remembering. Okay, you want to get the high bar score in IS, right? Studying, not memorizing. We say studying including understand the meaning, understand the pronunciation, know the pronunciation, and know how to use that. This means we study the word, not we memorize the word. Like I know you, I understand you, and I remember your name. It's different, just your name. If I say I understand you, I understand is you, I know your name. I know where you are. I know who you are. I know your characteristic. I know your character. I know your strengths. I know your weakness. So I understand you. Okay. Now, making suggestions using modal verbs. Number one. Yeah.
Mm,
Sorry. Oh.
yes. So I think that in order to improve our education system, the government should maybe put more requirements for the teacher, since
Mm.
I mean that we need to get more professional teachers.
Mm, And they enhance the teacher training programs to ensure that the teachers are qualified enough, providing the lesson to the students and get engaged in the lessons by applying using effective and innovative or creative methods of teaching. How about investment?
Investment, I guess. I think that they also put more money in maybe the facilities and also
Mm,
equipment at the school to
mm,
facilitate the studying environment for the students.
mm, mm. Should the government spend more money building more, um, infrastructures. This means building more public schools, so that they can reduce the class size.
Mm,
Yeah.
maybe yes, I think that uh, the class size is important, but I don't think that we should invest in that to improve that problem. Since I mean the maybe crowded class, but it doesn't affect your studying experience much since you have to study yourself and I mean that mostly it depends on yourself and your own studying ability. So I think that maybe a big class or a small class doesn't affect much.
Okay, if you study IELTS with me in one class and study IELTS with me, but in 120 or 140 class, how much time do you have to express yourself during the 90 minutes lessons?
Sorry, can
Yeah.
you repeat the question?
Okay, now we have the 90-minute lessons, right? Every time we study together online. And and now the amount of time is divided into two. You speak half of the lessons and I speak half of the lessons. So if you attend the class of 40 students, how much time do you have to speak out? Yeah.
Yes, so comparing to the class we're having right now, I mean, I think that if we're in a bigger class for that many students, I think that maybe I will not have a chance to talk to you directly, or even
Mm,
yes, or even maybe
mm,
answer your questions, since the
mm.
others one can take the chance.
Yeah. So as you just mentioned that it is really important if the student have their own awareness to self-study and focus on the lessons. With the class of 40 students, do you think how many students do have that ability?
Yes, I think that maybe just a few one.
Yeah. So you are the special student who understand the importance of learn study, so that you can change your life and you can bring the better life not only for you but also for your families. You try a lot, I know that. Not not all the students share the same nature as you. So in my opinion, the government also should to invest money to build more schools or try to reduce the class size. Why I mentioned more schools? Because schools in Vietnam is not really big enough for 100 plus. So maybe they just have about 30 to 40 classes. And then with the high volume of students registering the school every year, even they reduce the class sizes, but where they can find the room for all the students. Yeah. So government also considers increasing investments in school buildings, school constructions. Um, how about the curriculum? Should the government uh, update the curriculum every year, or still remains the one which is passed down generations to generations?
Yes, so I think that is a like a big problem in our education system nowadays. But maybe the solution for the problem is that government should update the curriculum since we're like in a modern life and we need to
Mm,
learn maybe the development from the foreign countries and
mm,
also improved our um, teaching processes and also
mm,
studying processes. So I think
mm.
that updating the curriculum is the best solution, but one difficult. one difficulty is that for the student, they have to uh, keep up like day by day with the curriculum so that they will not get lost.
Mm, to get their knowledge updated to keep up with the modern trends. Okay. Number two, to improve the student grades, teachers should give the students uh, easy exams or difficult exams to improve their quality and knowledge.
Yes, I think that
Mm,
the easier exams is maybe is better. It's better. It's easier for the student to learn and get good grades, and it's also make their studying results in the exam better or look more um like look more.
satisfying.
Oh yes, satisfying. But um, in my opinion, I think that the harder the exam is, the better the students will improve, since they know that the exams is are difficult, and they know that they must study harder to get a good rate or to get a better result. Then
Mm,
they will study more.
mm,
So I
mhm.
mean, we should use difficult exams for the student.
So only difficult exams for different schools because students have different levels, or they need to combine those easy and difficult exams. And I suppose that teachers should have the ability to design the exams, whether or not it's easy or difficult. She need to ensure that the exam level should be appropriate to the student levels.
Uh,
And if you give students, they give the schools too easy exams, they lose their motivation to keep going on. But if you give the too difficult texts for the poor students, they are discouraged from studying. They lose motivation because the exam's so challenging to them. So we design the programs or the test level from the easiest to the most difficult to ensure that teacher can deliver the test suitable for students level. Of course, the schools level. Should the teachers that give the student marks? This means give them no information about how many marks they can get on the exam, or she also need to provide the student feedback regularly.
uh, yes, of course, they will need the student feedback and also the parents' feedback on their teaching methods. Because I think
Mm,
that maybe they know that like how to teach their student well, but they
mm,
cannot control the learning ability of the student.
mm,
So
mm,
they need like to update the feedback and yes, the feedback from the student to maybe control, develop or remake their teaching processes.
mm. Even when you give me, I ask you to do homework, especially you give me the answer, but I also ask you to give me the evidence to prove it. Why is it true? Why is it wrong? And when I give you feedback or when I question you to find the evidence, I help you to understand the task. And when you give me the recorded speaking test, I give you feedback which one is bad, it is good, and which one needs to be improved. At that time, I try to assist you, help you understand your strengths and your weaknesses, and you need to improve. Give you the areas or the features or any points that you need to improve. So it's the benefit of giving students regular feedback. Uh, how about the support? Teachers just spend their time in the class giving the student knowledge without supporting the students after school or even in the class. Support is important during the tutoring sessions or it's not really necessary.
Yes, so like it's very necessary and also important since as a teacher we just simply give lessons to the student at the teaching at the lessons in the lessons, but we
Mm,
cannot make sure that every student have the same ability to understand the problem. So maybe
mm,
some of them who had difficulties in understanding, they will find
mm,
us later after lessons
mm,
to
mm,
ask for the questions for their misunderstanding. And
mm,
our mission is that we have to help them since we are a teacher.
mm. I see some students who 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 don't understand some sessions of the lesson are not afraid are not brave enough to find a teacher after school. So how can you encourage students to if the teacher how can we ensure that the students are aware asking the teachers when they have problems of understanding the lessons. So they need to spend money to find a tutor. I need to ask their parents to contact the teachers and then ask the question, or the teacher should be inactive to let the
Uh,
student know what they should do.
yes, so I think that maybe to some student who is shy, then we have
Mm,
to take the action first. So
mm,
since we have to, our mission is to make sure that our students can understand the lessons. Then we have to make everything to ensure that they understand it. But maybe asking first, to some people, is a difficult problem in communicating skill, and they need
mm,
someone to do it first. Then maybe we have to do that. We have to be the one that take the first action.
yeah. Um, how about the strategies? When the teachers recognize that there are many or some of the students perform poorly in her class, should she focus on the strong students or she need to uh, change the teaching strategies?
Oh, yes. So I think that maybe she should. It would be a little difficult for the teacher because,
Mm,
in my opinion, I think that she have focused on have to focus on the strong students, but also not to forget the student that the weaker ones, since we have to make sure the student are having comprehensive development in our
mm,
lessons. So
mm,
maybe we have to spend more time with the weaker ones, but not
mm,
forget the better ones.
And then they need to adjust their teaching methods to make sure they can cater to different learning styles. Different students have different abilities to absorb the knowledge, and they also have different learning styles. So good teachers, effective teachers should be the one know where to change the teaching strategies. You told me that in my opinion, I think that. So I think that it mean in my opinion. I think that it mean I believe that. I think that it mean I suppose that. So just you only want in my opinion, blah blah blah, or I think blah blah blah. Okay, don't combine. In my opinion, I think, and we sometimes make that mistake because
Uh,
in my opinion and I think have the same meaning. Uh, okay. To improve the chances of getting job after graduations. So the student must, yeah. So how can they gain practical experience?
Yes, I mean that the practical experience somehow be a difficult problem nowadays
Mm,
since people just mostly students just focused on studying the theoretical knowledge to get good grades, but not
mm,
to improve their social skills and also
mm,
practical skills in the job. So I
mm,
think that maybe they should have a method to manage their time, to split and to balance their time to,
mm,
into obtain both kind of experience and knowledge in
mm,
practical and also in theoretical.
mm. At the beginning of the lessons, you mentioned about the fact that the possibility is low or that are high if you apply for the logistic companies. And I told you that it doesn't matter. You have the good relationship with someone else who can support behind you. I mean, I focus on your ability and your qualifications when you work in the international companies or multinational companies. So to get a practical experience, you cannot submit them your university degree, which mostly focuses on theoretical degrees. So at that time, how can you prove that you can apply using your knowledge? Okay, first, participate in internships. Internship, what does it mean?
Yes, it's like apprenticeship.
Yeah, that's right. And so when you, yeah, when you first graduated from university, you need to accept that low salary because you have no experience. So when you attend the internships, they provide you opportunities to apply using the knowledge that you study at school in the real life application. And sometime students can have jobs after they graduate from university immediately. Why? When they are at university, they spend their time to do volunteer work. Mm. Because this volunteer, so it's unpaid job, and they requires you to have knowledge, and they give you the chance to apply using your knowledge. And after the time you work, you do volunteer work, you gain experience too. So I suggest to get your practical experience, participating in internships or doing volunteer work. Okay. Uh,
Uh,
okay. How you can develop your professional network. Professional network is mean their circles or relationships with someone in a related field. How to develop a strong professional network, such as joining a group online or go into the career fairs.
yes, I think that firstly, mostly for the young generation these days, they need to improve their socializing skills first,
Mm,
like
mm,
communicating, understanding, such as like that, because they are growing up in a modern world, and most of them are lacking of the socializing skills. And the other one, and the next step is to improve their skills in their field. Maybe improve their soft skill, how
mm,
to maintain or how to handle, how to solve a problem, a situation, to
mm,
be active and also flexible in
mm,
the society.
mm. How can you connect with professionals? Just stay at home and watch some videos.
I mean that staying at home and watch some videos is somehow necessary for get in with the professionals because we need to like understanding. We need to know them first. We need to have some information about them first. Then when
Mm,
we end, and the compulsory step is that we have to make meet them, or we have to be in
mm,
the same environment with them to communicate with them, to know their person and to know their personality, and also like have practical experiences with them.
mm.
And
So
also to
first you get
do
to know it. How can you approach? How can you approach them? How can you communicate with them? Go to the supermarket, go to the market, go to the cinema?
I mean that we cannot just easily meet them outside in outside our home, like in the society, but we can easily contact to them online through
Mm,
Facebook or Instagram, like that. But it's not. We cannot make sure that they will answer us.
And sometimes you can encounter teachers online. How about seminars, workshops, career fairs? This means job fairs or yeah, okay. Yeah, attending the workshops, the seminars where people who share the same interests or who work in the related field, you have a chance to connect with them. For example, you were studying logistic major. One day you need to find a good job in this field. Try to go to the seminar, the workshops where you can improve your knowledge, learn experience from the professionals and successful people and experts in this field. And if you have a chance, you can add them on your contact list. Okay, in the future, God knows, maybe you can get a great job offer from them. Okay. Have students do better at schools. So, what is the responsibilities of parents with the teachers?
Um, yes, so I think that the parents they when their kids arrive home from studying from the school,
Mm,
maybe the parents should ask their children, for example, how was your day at school, to know that did their children feel good at school or study
mm,
well at school, so
mm,
they will have the they will know how their children are performing at school, and then they will maybe give feedback to the teacher, since some students they are shy and they don't want to talk to the teachers, so maybe the parents have to do that, so maybe somehow improve the study environment for their children, for them to do
mm.
better at school.
So teachers sometimes they care the students, ask the students feedback at the end of the lesson when they get home. And some students who are shy and they don't have ability to evaluate their performance. So parents should have strong connection, uh, proactively connect with the teachers to understand more about their children's learning progress. Um, how about the parent-teacher meetings every semester, or maybe every two months? Do you think it have connected teachers and parents, or just a waste of time in the modern world?
Um, yes, I think that maybe we cannot say it's a waste of time because getting feedback is also a very important step in improving the studying experiences for student and even for the teacher. Like we have to meet face to face to discuss some particular problem, because when we have to, like, For example, when we basically join some meeting online through Zoom
Mm,
or through Google Meet, maybe the parents they will have excuses, so they cannot join the meeting. And
mm,
yes, and I also think the school, the classroom is also a very professional environment to discuss some important
mm,
like study environment.
mm. Because there are so many students, approximately 40 students in the class, teacher cannot contact each parent after her work. So this is the reason why school regulations require a teacher to hold parent-teacher meetings every 2 weeks or every semester, provide comprehensive feedback on the students' performance, and sometimes have their timely contacts. It's been when necessary to to make sure that the teachers can promptly it's mean kịp thời ha prompt. No, that's what right?
No,
No, promptly đúng lúc kịp thời à promptly get support or collaborations or with the parents. So they need to find suitable methods or approaches uh, help the students to solve the problem, especially with some poor students. The last questions. In order to compete internationally, compete with different countries in the world. How about our country? Must do something, must take actions. What are the actions? So we talk about the education system.
yes, I think that it's a responsibility for everyone is responsible for this problem since that not only the government should improve the studying facilities and equipment, improve
Mm,
the studying environments for the
mm,
students, but
mm,
also the student also have to make sure that they are worth the uh, effect, the effect effort. Yes, they are worth the effort that
effort,
the
effort,
efforts that the
effort.
government give them, like they are need to make sure that they are well self-awareness
Mm,
to
mm,
know that studying is important things to do to
mm,
develop the country.
mm. So how they can exchange the knowledge and for example, the specialized knowledge in modern technology with other countries, or they just need to develop the program within the country and convey to the students without focusing on the exchange.
No, I think that they should uh, do more exchanges, exchanges with the foreign countries since we are just a developing country and we need to learn more a lot from the developed country.
Mm,
They are more advanced in some particular field, so they
mm,
have more specialized knowledge in the field
mm.
to
So you,
learn much from
mm.
them.
Have you ever heard the words student exchange program? So what is the
Yes,
benefits? Yeah.
yes, the benefits is that the student can get more practical skills and also experiences with um, the foreign people, the foreigners, so that they can maybe um, have more job opportunities with the foreigners to
Mm,
yes, to get a better salary.
mm. Actually, student exchange programs means that our country sends students to different schools in different countries around the world. Students can learn the knowledge and learn the effective or innovative methods. Yeah, then they can also exchange the culture. They have a deeper understanding and they have the broad perspectives. This is the student exchange programs, not only meeting and exchange the knowledge. So students go to different countries to learn the knowledge and also exchange the cultures. Um, what are the benefits of extracurricular activities for the students?
Yes, I think that it's not, in my opinion, it's not completely perfect. It's like maybe we should have a method to balance the knowledge from school and also to improve the socializing skills for students
Mm, mm,
since we have to maybe teach the theoretical knowledge in
mm,
a faster way or in
mm,
a effective way so that we can
mm,
save more time for the student. So, and maybe give them more socializing lessons to
mm,
improve both their soft skill and also hard skills.
mm. And this one help the student to foster their innovation and creativity. Of course, we need to balance between um, the curriculum, which focus on the knowledge and also um, create more opportunities for students to join extracurricular activities. And instead that develop them some soft skill, including socializing skill. Um, okay, homework. Huh? Record this one and send me on Thursday night. 2 minutes. Remember, if you have problems with vocabulary, don't hesitate to ask GPT. We are in the process. Need to um, input more vocabularies. Huh? Homework. This one. Any questions for today?